So it's really hard for me to feel like it's ethical to go on YouTube and talk about the antidote for contempt. Because what if it's emotional abuse and two people go home and they try this strategy, when it would be much more appropriate for them to be assessed by a licensed professional. So basically I avoid this topic because I think that it's important to have all of the information before you're diagnosing somebody with abuse with some kind of checklist. But then there's this other side over here, which is that I recognize that if you're in pain, oops, sorry if I hit my microphone. I recognize that if you're in pain, you probably are going to feel a lot more comfortable going and doing some research on your own before you go into an office and start talking to a professional. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the antidote and tell you the communication strategy for how to deal with contempt. And I'm also going to give you the red flags of what might be emotional abuse. I am not diagnosing your relationship, nor am I calling it abuse. I'm simply giving you criteria so that you can have that information to determine for yourself what your next steps are. If you think that's what it is, then the next step is to consult with a licensed professional and get specific advice. Okay, that being said, let me jump in. My name is Laura Silverstein. I am a certified Gottman couples therapist, and I help people find happy, healthy ways of communicating clearly, directly, and respectfully. Okay, let's dive right in with how to actually stop contempt in your relationship. First, let's describe it, okay? So contempt is defined as disgust that's expressed through sarcasm, name-calling, eye-rolling, and hostile humor. That's just a few examples, but it's any behavior that gives your listener the impression that you think that you are better than them. It's dismissive to them. There's a superiority that comes across with your tone of voice, your words that you're choosing, and your body language. Contempt can be in two places. It can be in an abusive relationship, or it can be something that rears its head in a fight. Either way, it needs to be eliminated, okay? So here are the warning signs. So the first one is that the contempt is motivated by power, control, and manipulation. The second one is that it's accompanied by fear tactics, coercion, and social isolation. Number three, the superiority is constant, okay? As opposed to when it's a solvable communication problem, it's only present in times of conflict. That's a really helpful discerning factor right here. Number four is that there's a belief that one is superior versus acting as if one is superior. If you were to have a calm conversation and talk to your partner, would they say, yes, they look up to you, respect you, see somebody who is worthy of dignity and respect as an underlying belief system? Versus maybe they say things that are accusatory during a fight when they're hurt and angry. I'm not saying it's okay to do that, but I'm saying that it's diagnostic, okay? So with all these other three horsemen, criticism, defensiveness, and stonewalling, the goal is to reduce them, reduce the frequency. Everybody can be critical. Everybody definitely can be defensive. Contempt is something we want to eliminate 100%. The fixable communication green flags that will tell you that this is something that you could apply the antidotes to and still be in a healthy, happy relationship as long as that's eliminated. The green flag is that the contempt happens only during conflict. Remorse is expressed that it's not something that's okay. And number three, there's accompanied a commitment to eliminate the behavior. And by the way, it's not just, yes, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. It's marked improvement that you could see that that person really, truly is committed and doesn't think that it's okay to treat you the way that they just treated you. So this is Gottman's cure. Take a look at this chart. The antidote to contempt is describe your own feelings and needs. Don't describe your partner. Now, if you already took my session 1 of my 4-part series, this probably sounds very, very similar to you as the antidote to criticism, and you're absolutely right. They are very, very similar. The difference is that contempt needs a little bit more soothing down and mindset shift. It's not just a communication skill that you can quickly undo something and then, oh, let me try that again. I'm sorry, that came across critical. That's how you can undo criticism. With contempt, it needs to be a much more internal commitment and then the behavioral change. Underneath contempt is a desire, a need, or a want. And so then when you're aware, okay, I am expressing this because I have an unmet need that I need to find a way to successfully express that. And that's where you go back to session number 1, where I walk you through step by step by step exactly how to ask for what you need clearly, respectfully, and directly. Okay, so in order to eliminate contempt, you've got to do 3 things, not just the gentle startup. You need to start by making a commitment to self-soothe. If you're noticing that you're speaking disrespectfully, you got to take a break, take a time out, take a breath, take a walk, and actually commit to, I'm going to take care of myself and not focus on my anger at my partner. Okay, number 2 is to access the positive feelings, why your partner is somebody that you like, love, and who is worthy of dignity and respect. Access those positive feelings before you attempt to do any kind of communication change. And then and only then will you go back and use the gentle startup that I taught you from session 1, step by step. I'll link it below. Okay, so the next horseman coming up is stonewalling. Another word for that is shutting down, and I will walk you through that one. I'll see you in the next video, and thanks so much for watching.